Hey, everybody, you are watching and listening to the We Are Rising podcast. This is your host, Andrew Benjamin. I'm joined by my co host watching the Oscars, Jay Christian Gary from Focus Fights.
Hey, y'all, how's it going? At least we're not all getting bitch slapped like Chris Rock got against Will Smith. But enough about all of that. We're here to talk to a man who's no longer a New Japan Pro Wrestling Young Lion. And excuse me, as I'm basically as I'm basically trying to search up this guy, but still, you can check him out upcoming at the New Japan Pro Wrestling Windy City Riot show, which is coming up later this month or within the next month. And you can also check him out at Lone Star Shootout for New Japan Pro Wrestling, which is going to take place this upcoming week from WrestleCon out in Dallas, out in the DFW Metroplex. He's from New York City originally, and he is now looking to make way in the world of Shin Nihon Puroresu or New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is Alex Coughlin. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you. It's good to speak to you guys again. I remember I spoke to you around Bloodsport. Was it 4 or 5 time? It was a while back, but yeah, I'm happy to be back on and talk
I think
about
that
all
was
this
the
stuff.
Bloodsport that was in the undisclosed location. I think
That's
it was.
right. Yeah, that was 4 and 5.
Oh,
Couple
yeah.
of
I forgot that was a
brutal
double
nights.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, the Kumite.
Actually, kind of an important show as well because you got an important win over, I think it was Royce Isaacs.
That was the first time I fought Royce. I didn't win until I wrestled him at Bloodsport 6, which was in Florida.
Oh,
April.
okay. Yes. Okay. Gotcha.
But they
okay.
were 2 very, very important matches. I wrestled Kratos and Royce, and they were my first 2 matches back after recovering from an injury, which kept me out of the ring for a while. So Bloodsport is very important to me, very near and dear to me.
And actually,
please.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, also that's also important as well because as a young lion former young lion, first match that you won, and that I guess was your graduation match, was a defeat over JR Kratos as well, and on New Japan Strong.
Yeah, it's very poetic in a way. He was my first match back after an injury, and after that first match, he left an impression on me. I knew I wouldn't be able to succeed until I overcame that mountain. He's a big guy, and thankfully through my training, my diligence, my hard work, I was able to get the victory over him. It took a while, but picked his ass up and I got it. Yeah.
The other great thing is that it gets you closer. I know you're not on friendly terms with the filthy gang. But one win over Kratos, that's one of them. Now you got that gets you closer and closer to filthy Tom Lawlor, current is it I forgot the title. He's New
Japan Strong open weight champ.
Open weight, that's
the one. Thank you, Chris.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the champ. I actually wrestled him at Bloodsport 7. It's funny looking back. I wrestled at 4 Bloodsports. I wrestled Royce twice, Kratos, and Tom. I've wrestled nothing but Team Filthy members anytime I've been in Bloodsport. This upcoming one with Slade is the first time it's not going to be affiliated. But yeah, it's just a funny observation. And I'm wrestling all 3 of them at New Japan Mutiny, the April 10th taping that we're doing in Hollywood. You can check that out. It's in between the Lone Star Shootout, which happens Friday, April 1st at the WrestleCon Convention Center. And in between that and Windy City Riot, April 16th, which happens at the Odeon in Chicago. So look forward to those 2. That will be April 10th, though. The Bloodsport 6-man. It's going to be me. I'll figure out the other opponent, my teammates later, against Royce, Tom Lawlor, and Kratos, if you could believe it. So the Ghost of Bloodsport pass all at once. But I'm looking forward to that one too.
Mm-hmm. What's interesting is, so I this is not a knock on Carl Fredericks or Carl Connors, who are also your I guess generation or your compadres.
I guess the class, the original class.
That's it, the class.
Dojo.
Yeah. The first, I guess, also technically the first like LA Dojo class and first pure foreign class as well of New Japan fighters, maybe.
Yeah, you could say that. Purely trained by Katsuyori Shibata.
What's so interesting though, and again, not knocking that, but I have seen more development with you in terms of outside stuff. And like seems like Carl and Clark don't get as much like Bloodsport or even other like opportunities to wrestle as well. And what do you think about that? That all that like Josh Barnett contacts you for Bloodsport and like all these other, that you've seemingly got even as a young lion, these opportunities outside the New Japan realm more so than your other classmates.
I see what you're saying, but I'd say that while the three of us did come up all at the same time, under the same training, under the same man, we all have different goals and aspirations as wrestlers. Myself specifically, this Bloodsport style, it's a show that I've been watching since my training started, and something that I've really always been attracted to, something I've always wanted to participate in. This style, I've always loved it. The shoot style, catch wrestling. It's always appealed to me more than it did with Clark or Carl. So I've always gone out of my way to try to work myself towards that style and try to get better when I can with who I can. And eventually it led me down the path of working Bloodsport. And Clark also had an impressive victory over Royce, actually, at Bloodsport 7. But this is just my jam. I go out of my way to make sure I'm on these shows every time I can, every time I have the opportunity. And because it's just my style, it's my shit. And anytime I get the opportunity to do it, I'm down. I don't care where. I'm just down.
Now, also, I know that Clark Connors has the nickname the Rhino. I think that's what they call him, the Rhino.
The Wild Rhino.
The
That's
Rhino.
it.
I forgot Carl Fredericks. The Alpha
Wolf.
Alpha Wolf. That's it. Now, do you have a nickname that you'll soon hopefully have for the new Alex Coughlin?
I do, but I'm not ready to talk about it yet. It'll come out soon.
Okay, fair enough.
You'll know it when you see it. I'll just say that.
Okay, good. Because I'm hoping like I was curious like when do we get the whatever Alex Coughlin decides
the adjective animal Alex Coughlin, that whole thing. Yeah. Well, you guys.
I mean, considering your love for a certain style of music, that probably made the site for your nickname, huh?
Who knows? It might. You might be onto something there, Chris.
Of course.
So yeah, we're talking. We have you here because of Bloodsport 8 coming up. Thursday, March 31st. I totally forgot that March 31st was a Thursday.
The whole WrestleMania weekend, that whole thing, yeah, it's all confusing. I don't even know what day of the show start. It might even be Tuesday at the earliest shows. It's weekend. I mean, it's the whole thing.
All you need to know is that it's going to take place at the K. Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center in Dallas, which, of course, K. Bailey Hutchinson graduated from the high school that I used to go to back in the 70s. But still, point of the matter is it's going to take place in Dallas at WrestleMania weekend, at WrestleCon weekend.
WrestleCon weekend.
I'm curious to know, Chris. I didn't even know it's called the K. Bailey Hutchinson Center. Did it have a name before it got named after her? Because I know who K. Bailey Hutchinson is.
No, I don't think it did. I think basically they just, realized how much of a contributor she was to the Republican Party of the state of Texas. So they just had the name on there.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, I was okay. But yeah, you're taking on Slade, and as you mentioned, the first non-Bloodsport guy that you're going to be facing on a Bloodsport show. Oh, not supposed. I'm non-filthy gang on a Bloodsport show. Excuse me. So I gotta ask, are you familiar with Slade at all? Did you know about him beforehand? And if you didn't, did you happen to see anything that this I'll call him a unique wrestler has done?
I'm actually pretty familiar with his work. I have a lot of homies that work beyond wrestling. I grew up on the East Coast. That's where I started training. I know a lot of those guys, so I'll watch a lot of the shows. I'll see him on there a lot. If Busick, his match with him, he recently came back. He's a hard hitter. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to sit here and downplay. He's a tough guy. He really is. And just beat the shit out of some guy with the chair recently. All this stuff. And Bloodsport is not a place you can't expect violence. So I know that I'm in for something when I get in there with this guy. I just have to be prepared for what. So that's what I've been really working on.
I wouldn't exactly characterize. Would it say to say his style's brawling or deathmatch or hardcore, or would you what would you characterize him as if you had to describe
Uh,
him as a wrestler?
yeah, that's a good question. I think all around brawler.
Now,
Yeah, he's gonna have to be because Bloodsport's very strict with the rules. If he grabs a chair, that's a DQ. Now I'm here for a fight or whatever, but I don't want the match to get canceled before we get a chance to kick each other's ass. So if he's got to rein it in, then he's got to rein it in. But I hope he doesn't have a problem doing that.
so what does that tell you about a wrestler who normally does that sort of style, just like that brawling, just out of control style? And now he's brought into a place where he has to control it. Do you sometimes think that this wrestler is not showing his true, I get his true like talent or his true background as a wrestler, and then this might be the first time that you might have to deal with something like that?
You mean like he's out of his wheelhouse
Well,
more or less?
oh yeah, well maybe he actually is actually a real good grappler for all we know, or maybe he's actually a real good striker, but because other pro wrestling kind of lets that
I
chaos
see.
go around. Maybe in this, like he gets to show like an actual technical style that he's never had to show before, and you would be perhaps the first recipient of the technical side of Slade.
Well, I really fucking hope he is. I hope he has that side of him because if he doesn't, I'm gonna tie him up like a pretzel in about 2 minutes.
Are we talking? Are you talking Boston Crab style? Because you're no longer a young lion. You don't. You got much more in your repertoire.
I'll do whatever the fuck I want to make that guy tap. I know he's tough, but this is Bloodsport. There are things you can do and things you can't do. This isn't my first rodeo. If you want to do hardcore shit, that's cool, man. Just can't do it here. I'll fight you anywhere, any place. But this fight, this one, Thursday, March 31st, this is Bloodsport. This is my house. You better come prepared. Don't. This isn't an entrance exam for you. You can't just walk over me. I've had 4 fights and get in here and act like you belong. I fucking belong here, man. This is my home away from home. If you want to step up, go on, step up, but you better show up too. Show me what you're made of, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Chris, I'm gonna throw it to you for questions for Alex.
Okay. Now, when it comes down to Bloodsport, and I know that you just said it, this is going to be your 4th time kicking somebody's ass in this type of concept. But when it
This
comes
would be my 5th.
down
I had
to
4, yeah.
Bloodsport, oh, my apologies,
It's
Mr.
all
Coughlin.
good.
My apologies. But still, when it comes down to Bloodsport, in addition to your young lion training, how has that changed your perception of, the sport of pro wrestling, or puroresu, as the Japanese say?
It's changed everything from, not just from my wrestling perspective, but from how I live my life. It's just the training. I moved from the East Coast to the West Coast. I mean, I didn't move all the way to Japan, but experiencing the culture, living in the same house as Katsuyori Shibata, doing what he says. You're it's a big change. It's a big shift, and you have to grow and you have to adapt with that, or else you're not going to survive. And there have been people that have made it through the dojo system, the first step, the second step, but they didn't quite make the final cut. And not just anybody can do this. And after a while, I realized that through the training that I'm still here and that I adapted to the lifestyle that, because not just anybody can do this. I'm not just anybody, this training that we do is world class. And this weekend with Bloodsport, with New Japan, we're looking to show up. We're trying to show people who we are. We haven't had much of a chance with the pandemic. People, we're just looking to make a name for ourselves.
Understood. And when it comes down to, the fact that over the course of the next month or so, you're going to be competing on these big time shows. I mean, like you said, you're going to be competing at Lone Star Shootout in Dallas at the end of this month, which is like in 4 days. You're going to be competing at Mutiny at the Vermont Theater in Los Angeles, and you're going to be competing in the Chicago suburbs at Windy City Riot. What do you hope fans can expect to see from these 3 shows, be it domestically here in the States or those watching in Japan?
You could expect the best of all of us from the bottom of Team Filthy to the top of LA Dojo, everybody in between. We always put out our best out there, 110%. We give nothing less. These shows are special to us. We love New Japan. We love wrestling here. We love having the opportunity to wrestle in front of people. So if you show up, that's what you're going to see. It's going to be something you're not going to forget, that's for sure. And these next few shows, especially with me, I'm finally back. I graduated as a young lion. I have a lot to prove. These matches are going to be special to me and the rest of my career going forward. This is going to set the pace. So honestly, if you've never seen a show before, you're not going to regret it. It's a good time.
Understood. Andrew, you got any more questions to ask?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So I mean, also on this card, I mean, you got Yuya Uemura, who's now in LA, training alongside you. I just wanted to get some thoughts on what you think about his advancement as a pro wrestler as well. Now that he's doing his official excursion. What do you think about what do you think of what do you think about him? Tell us your thoughts on Uemura-san.
It's just his presence, just having him back, around the house, having him around the dojo. It really is a great thing because he's such an easy guy to get along with. But in training, he was at the top of his class in college at wrestling. He kicks ass, and I like not being the biggest fish in the pond, which means I have somebody to compete with and something to work towards. So whenever we scrap, we go hard, and I really like having somebody like him there. And Mike Bailey, I don't know if he got lucky or he got unlucky because originally he was supposed to wrestle Matt Mikowski, who's going to be Yuya's opponent, but unfortunately he got hurt. I hope he gets better soon. See him back on the Bloodsport card. That'd be a great match. But Mike Bailey is his replacement. And I know Mike. He's incredible talent on his own, but Yuya's a different beast, man. He's got that fire that you just can't feel. You can't ever imagine what it's like until you're in there with him. And good luck to both of them. That's going to be a sleeper hit. People should watch that one for sure.
Also on the card as well is two people who I know you're familiar with, Minoru Suzuki versus Chris Dickinson. I mean, those two have quite a storied history as well. And I'm curious to know, what do you think? Do you think Dickinson has any sort of can this be his lucky time against Suzuki, or is Suzuki always, he seems to have a lot more luck in America when it comes to just beating the shit out of people and just putting them down. I mean, what are your thoughts on that match?
I think, Suzuki's reign of terror is hasn't been broken yet. He, what can you say? He's the king. Who can top him? But I will say, knowing Chris Dickinson as well as I do, he's like a fucking, you ever watch Dragon Ball Z?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a Saiyan, if you hurt him, he comes back stronger. He has a near-death experience, he comes back 10 times stronger. And he ain't dead yet, and he's been down, he's coming back from an injury, and he's kicked my ass before. I wrestled him in New Japan, in Dallas, no less. Funny enough, back in August, he beat me fair and square. He's strong. So if he's even stronger now, he's got that fire. I'm talking to him during his recovery. I don't know, man. He's been in there with Suzuki a couple times. He knows him pretty well. I think Chris has been working on some stuff, but we'll see.
Yeah, just anybody who didn't know, Chris Dickinson unfortunately got a hip injury last year at I think it was a show in
Battle in the Valley.
Yeah, Battle in the Valley and
San Jose. Yep.
Oh man, hip injuries are no. I mean, you've got a neck injury. That's terrible. Hip injuries are like fuck, because you basically can't walk as well. I'm sure you were still able to do some stuff with a neck injury, but a hip injury, basically
turns out you need your hips to do a lot of stuff. So when they're out of commission, there's not much you can really do for sure.
Oh yes, exactly. So glad that Dickinson is back, and hopefully he is 100% for this match against Suzuki. Because if he's not, I'm just no offense to him, it will be a short night for Dickinson if he's not 100%.
And that's the thing. I don't think anybody knows that better than Chris himself. He's not going to come in shorthanded.
I mean, also with let's go back to Slade. How do you see this fight going in your favor? Do you think this will be a stand-up striking fight? Do you think we might see some surprise grappling? Do you think that Slade, just because, again, this is not his environment, it's almost, you're going to have to kind of scope out and see what he does to kind of get guess the pace that he's going to go at? Well, how do you see this match going?
Well, if I were a betting man, I'm going to think he's going to try to bum rush me and punch me in the fucking face. And I don't think anything I say or do is going to change that. So I'm going to expect that. I'm going to expect a slugfest. But be going into that, I have a couple strategies of my own. And again, I will say, you can come in here, swing, and do whatever you want to do. You can be the toughest son of a bitch around, man. But I got the experience. You can't beat experience. You can't beat my training. Katsuyori Shibata and Josh Barnett and catch wrestling. Good luck. It's an uphill battle, man.
The other thing the other thing also I'm curious to know as well, and this happens, with young lions who just come back. We saw this with Master Wato when he came back. Doki immediately attacked him, and he's still, people still shit on him. Call him like a young lion as like an insult. Do you think that Slade is going to come in this match seeing you still as maybe as a young lion and not going to take you seriously?
I hope he fucking does. Let me just say that. I hope he fucking does.
And if he does, are you gonna punt it? Are you gonna even exact more punishment?
No,
or are you gonna kind of just like elongate it for as long as you can until you can get the win?
I'll fucking stake him on the corner like Vlad the Impaler. It'll be a show. I hope he fucking does.
It is called Bloodsport. There'll definitely be blood if you do that. So you
That's
definitely would keep it with the name. So like a win in Bloodsport, that ups your stock as a wrestler, especially post a young lion, graduating young lion. So like, is there anything? I mean, there's a bunch of names on this card. I'm sure you would love to have like at Bloodsport 9, whenever that would be. Is there if there's one person that you would definitely like, if you feel comfortable calling out, or you would like to have a match with, do you think, who do you think would be somebody you would love to have a match with on a Bloodsport match?
I need the rubber match with Royce. We're 1-1. Bloodsport 5 and 6. He beat me, then I beat him. We can keep doing these dances. We can do the 6-mans in New Japan. We can do all that stuff, but that has nothing to do with here, and we're not done here. We got to settle the score. I'm down. I know you're down. We just got to make it official, man.
Come to think of it, wouldn't a match between you and Filthy Tom Lawlor be reasonable for a future Bloodsport, especially considering, how, in a way, Filthy Tom Lawlor has been ducking you?
We've had our excursions in the past, our skirmishes. I wrestled him in the very, very early days of New Japan Strong, before we even had the name New Japan Strong. That was, back well into my young lion days. And then I actually wrestled him last Bloodsport, at Bloodsport 7 over here in LA. And on Strong, it's been a while, but he's the champ right now. And I haven't seen him on Strong. I mean, I haven't been around for a while, but it's been a minute. He walks out of matches all the time. He wrestled Clark. He wrestled Carl. I think I'm next, man. I want to shot at the title. I'm not going to be the same guy you were in the ring with 1 month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. It's going to be different.
I mean, in a way, when it comes down to Lawlor, I mean, the dude also has obligations with the PFL and all these other things. So that probably might be the reason why he feels that, holding on to that New Japan Strong Openweight title ain't anything worth a damn right now.
Well, he's been holding on to the title for long enough then. He's the champ. If he wants to make time, he can make time. I don't give a shit about his other stuff. He on New Japan, he's the champion. If you have a challenge, you got to take it.
Is that your current goal as a New Japan wrestler? Is getting to Tom Lawlor and being the first to beat him in a one-on-one match?
That's what I want to do. That's all I'm going for right now. I mean, Kratos has been a pain in my ass. He's been calling me out. The past couple months I've been gone. I've been wrestling Rev Pro in the UK. Just, working on my shit, not being a young lion anymore, enjoying life, eating some fish and chips, and you just won't shut the fuck up. So after I deal with him, however long that'll be, I'm going for the championship.
And you wanted so I'm trying to remember your match with Kratos, because it feels like I watched it. It was 10 years ago, but like it was like about a month ago. I think you got did you get him over with the roll up? I think you got him with a roll up pin.
Got him with a German suplex.
That was a German suplex. So I guess in his eyes, he doesn't see it as like he sees it as a fluke win. Is that what he's trying to say?
I guess so. I guess he's saying he wasn't expecting it. He was up and at him after the 3 count. That's one thing. But if he wants to go to one man falls, then I'm game too. That wasn't a fluke, and I'll prove that any night of the week. I'm a different man now.
Yeah, here's another thing I just thought of about Slade. I'm curious to know, do you think Slade's gonna come? So Bloodsport's based on, kind of, I like to say a gentlemanly contest of fisticuffs. That's how it, I think Barnett wants it to be. You got, occasional.
I mean, that, Andrew, you can basically say it like this. It's like pride rules without the regulations.
I guess. Oh, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. Do you expect Slade to come in, I guess, with a not gentlemanly demeanor, but kind of like, this is a respectful fight, or do you think we're gonna get like, kind of like, I don't know, if we're gonna get some nasty rule breaker who's gonna come in and not like shake your hand or acknowledge that this is a like a gentlemanly sport of fisticuffs.
Well, let's see. As long as he follows the rules, I have no problems with him. But let's see if he can do that, like I said before. But coming into it, he doesn't do anything that leads me to believe he'll try to break any rules. Looking at his picture now, nah, I think he'll be fine.
Actually, speaking of pictures, what happened with your profile picture? Did a wrestling promotion mistakenly call you Filthy Tom? I just saw that
actually
today.
Bloodsport 7. That was the official poster. It had all the matches next to each other, a little square of each opponent next to each other, had their names underneath it, and mine and Tom's were the only ones switched. And
oh, that's funny.
I just had to seize the opportunity.
Oh, that's funny. You probably thought it was funny. I don't know what Tom must have been thinking. Probably blew a gasket or something. It was like
he's probably pretty angry about that.
Probably threw something at Royce Isaacs or something, like what
probably threw Danny Limelight out the window.
That was it. Yeah. Danny Limelight out the window. Dude, what the fuck? How could they confuse me with at the time a young lion or Jesus Christ? Oh, that's
always
funny.
a good time to defenestrate Danny. Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, do you feel so for Bloodsport? Do you I don't know if Bloodsport's going to be a regular promotion that runs on the regular. It seems like, it's like, I like kind of like that. It kind of like pops up,
Yeah, I kind of like that too. It's like you get the invitation to the Mortal Kombat tournament.
Yes.
I'm always down to accept it. It seems to come up about twice a year. That's been the average, but who knows when, who knows where. And that's the exciting part for me. I like always being ready. It keeps me on my toes.
I mean, come to think of it, you can basically say that, that Bloodsport, in a way, is like GCW's offshoot promotion for guys who are tough, guys who are badasses, and guys who just want to, guys and girls, obviously, who just want to prove themselves.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice way of putting it. Yeah, that sums it up pretty nicely.
And so actually I was going to ask, Bloodsport did a women's tournament. What was it? 2 years ago, I think it was.
Yeah, it was a little while back.
It was I think it was either last year or the year before that in 2020, obviously. I interviewed the winner of the
Lindsay Snow one, right?
Yeah, the tattoo woman who's a badass.
Yeah, she's recently coming off an injury too, and I'm happy to see her back whenever that happens.
I mean, hopefully, in the case of Lindsay Snow, even though she did kind of get her opportunity in AEW, I really hope to see more of her competing down the line. And I really hope to upload that interview I had of her to my little project, Focus Fights.
For sure.
I was going to ask, do you think that would you like to see Bloodsport do a tournament, something like that? Another tournament down the line, but this time including I don't know, 6, 8, 12.
You know what? I think an ideal tournament for Bloodsport, not no damn 64-man Kumite, would have to be a 16-man 2-show Grand Prix.
Nice. Okay. Single elimination or something like that?
Yeah, single elimination.
Okay.
Round robin.
Well, I was gonna say, would you like to see Bloodsport do something like that, Alex? Kind of have their own kind of like G1 for the Bloodsport Grand Prix or something like that?
Well, tournaments are the best place to test yourself, and the more of that going on, the better for everybody. So that'd be fantastic.
Plus, if I remember correctly, were you in the Young Lions Cup tournament?
Yes, I was 2019.
That's what I thought. Okay, it seems like that was 20 years ago. But I was
so
like,
long ago.
I was like, I think he was. I think Carl Fredericks was the one who won that one, right?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
He beat Shota Umino in the finals.
That was it. Okay. So yeah, so if you probably want to do another tournament, because unless things change and they can bring you into Japan, obviously I think you would want to do a G1, but if that can't happen, Bloodsport Grand Prix would probably be like the next best thing.
Yeah, I mean the dream is the G1. The goal is to be back in Japan ultimately, but in until I can do that, then conquering everything I can here, absolutely a Bloodsport G1 thing, a tournament, that'd be sick. That'd be good practice too. Keep me sharp.
I don't think you're doing anything else WrestleMania week, right? It's just New Japan and Bloodsport as of now.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
But you know what? While you mentioning that, Andrew, I guess the one thing that can be asked, obviously, aside from going back to New Japan Pro Wrestling and competing in Japan, is what do you hope to obviously do as far as building up your strength and competing on indie shows now that you're no longer a young lion?
Well, I want to get out there and do it 10 times more than I have been doing. I want to be going everywhere, showing everybody, I'm not wearing the black trunks. I'm not just doing the Boston Crab and dropkick. I'm the real deal now, and people need to know.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I want to ask about that. So now that you're no longer a graduate, no more having to cook Chanko. Is that now Kevin Knight and DKC and Uemura? Is that their duties now?
That's all they're doing. Yeah, it's so fucking great not having to do that shit anymore. I'm not gonna lie, man.
I know we talked about it the first time we talked to you. I was like, I thought it was hilarious in the documentary, like you guys trying to cook Chanko, like fucking it up, and Shibata is like clearly like, what the fuck you guys doing?
Could have been a sitcom. We could have run 3 seasons off that alone. The first couple months in the dojo house.
I missed the LEC commercials that you guys used to do, but now you're the face of Soy Rizo or whatever it's called.
Soy Rizo, man.
What is it? It's like a vegan,
like a vegan sausage.
Okay.
Soy. Mm-hmm. I'm not too into I like meat.
I was going to say
DK likes them. He uses them, so they get the thumbs up from me too by proxy. But yeah, man, people seem to like them, and they got some cool bags and stuff. I mean, I ate them and they were good. I just don't typically go for the meatless stuff. But if you do, then Soy Rizo's up your alley.
I'll just say it's kind of, I think of like, when I think of the Chanko, especially probably New Japan, you guys.
Oh, shit, we could do soy Chanko. We haven't done that. That's a good idea.
Oh, really? I'm surprised. I figured that was.
Yeah, we haven't tried that yet. We just cut up the little soy Rizos. That's not a bad idea at all.
Okay.
I'll let you know how that goes.
Okay, please do. Because that sounds like it can be good.
That's the next commercial, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, I missed the LEC commercials of you and Carl and Clark Connors just disappearing and reappearing, all that stuff. So hopefully we could get another thing of you guys. Maybe Soy Rizo Chanko could be like the next commercial.
Hell yeah, that'd be great.
So actually, I also it's always good to hear like about like how the other, like Kevin Knight, for a guy who's not been training, or like I should say still a young lion, like maybe how does somebody like that have like maybe the best or second best drop kick next to Okada? I've never seen a guy get so high that like he can and just height and impact for that guy like is.
Yeah, I learned not to ask how he does it because there's no way to just explain it. Just training with him, it's insane. We'll just do like the most. We just let him do his own thing because we know he knows what he's doing. We don't have to all work out together. We all kind of we're doing to a degree, but he's doing weighted box jumps up onto the ring, doing all this crazy shit. He's the most explosive person I've seen in probably my life. So I'm just glad he's on our team.
I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt, even though it's kind of my thing.
No problem.
You could probably say that some of the stuff that Kevin Knight does is G14 classified.
There's a lot of stuff we can't talk about. You know.
Well, yeah. Also, is it I think probably his airtime. If it were in some other countries, it could be considered a violation of airspace as well. So,
He showed up on a few sonars, probably.
oh yeah. So yeah, probably, if he's with the height he's got, Ukraine or Russia, like looking on their satellites, might be like, wait, what the heck was that? It just disappeared, or what just went up and just came out of the radar.
Yeah, he gets crazy height, man. It's fun. You just can't wait to see what he's doing next, basically.
So
once he starts adding shit and starts getting out of the young line phase.
How's it feel to be kind of like I guess a senpai to now the next class?
It feels really weird when people use that word specifically. Not that you were wrong to use that word, but it's because just Japanese roles, not living in Japan or not really being Japanese. Like if I was over in Japan, I'd feel more like a senpai, but over here it's like we all just live in the house. We're all team. It's like I'm still kind of the captain of the house, taking care of stuff, but not really a senpai relationship with these guys. We're the LA dojo. We get shit done. That's all we care about.
I mean, in a way, you could probably say it's like, Shibata is the general and you are the second in command. And, if the general jumps on you, you got to jump on the young lions.
Well, yeah, that's had to happen too. But, it's all part of the order. But for the most part, we're all here for the same reason. We don't really clash heads. We know what we got to do.
And actually, speaking of the LA dojo, 4-year anniversary, I believe it is, as of today or yesterday.
Yeah, with the date. The date was the very beginning of my dojo training camp, the very first one that I took, which was in March 2018. I believe it was from the 26th to the 30th that week. It was a Monday to Friday. And it's been 4 years. I think this would be the second day of training, but exactly 4 years ago, I was doing the very first training camp with Katsura Shibata, and Scorpio Sky was helping out. And the rest is history. It's crazy how time flies. That was an entire high school ago. That's so strange to think about.
Time flies and things changing. And, it was so funny that, also like, it was great to see Shibata return to the ring this year as well.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Because even at that time, like there was no talk about him ever returning. It was like it was no longer a thought in people's heads.
Some people were like, yeah, he's done. Don't worry about it. He'll show up with the dojo guys or show up on commentary. But nah, man, he defies logic in so many ways. But, that's who he is. We'll just do whatever. He'll do whatever he wants to do. There's no telling him otherwise. If he wants to wrestle, he's going to wrestle. Just enjoy it.
And hopefully one day he can get his hands on Kenta. Hopefully. But I think he'll know when he wants to get his hands on. I think that's the thing. He'll know when he wants to go after Kenta. He's not going to decide, he's not going to, he'll know when he's like, I guess not 100%, but when the right time is. And that's what that's
he's biding his time. Exactly. He doesn't forget. Trust me. He doesn't forget. He'll hold the grudge. He has he's smart. I'll just say that.
So yeah, I'm Alex. That's basically all of the questions I have. Chris, I want to go with you.
All the questions that we have, but one.
Ooh.
When it comes to, and obviously we are big fans of the world of professional wrestling. We lost a real one over the last couple of weeks. Obviously, we mentioned the passing of one Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. Hey, yo, that guy. The bad guy. When it comes down to him and what he's meant for your career, I mean, even though you're probably old enough to have remembered some of his best matches, what comes to mind when you think of Scott Hall?
Well, when you think of Scott Hall, you just think, fuck, that guy's so cool. It just came so easy to him, no matter where he was, when he did it, how he did it, what song was playing, whatever he did. He was just cool, man. He was just the bad guy. No one could do it better. Just everything he had. And, his early career, his mustache inspired me. That's for sure. But, he was incredible. It was, I wish I got a chance to meet him, but I unfortunately never did. But you know, what else can you say? He's Scott Hall. Rest in peace, man.
I was lucky. I was lucky enough to get a chance to meet him at a wrestling convention / event 8 years ago, and I got to not only shake his hand, you know, be in the same little area, little space, just to see him, but I also had the pleasure, or I guess I don't want to call it a displeasure because he's a bit misunderstood, of seeing his son Cody Hall compete.
Oh, okay. That's cool that you got to meet him. What show is it? Do you know?
It was at a show in my neck of the woods, all the way down on Galveston Island, called Coastal Mania back in 2014, the summer.
Okay.
Actually.
I also think, you know, the key, kind of like New Japan, tangentially related. I don't know if you saw the video that was going around after Scott Hall passed of the match he had.
Tanahashi?
Yes,
Of
Young
course.
Lion Tanahashi.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, you know, just goes to speak of what kind of guy he was. You know, you got to be a very giving guy for something like that. He, yeah.
I think
Good
also
guy.
it's also important to note that this is Young Lion Tanahashi, and now look at him. I mean, you know, Tanahashi 10 years ago, Tanahashi now, Tanahashi even 15 years ago. Like, that's where Young Lions can be one day, and then down the line, they are the face. Well, unless you're an Okada fan, to some, Tanahashi is the face of the company. So there is always that, and it must be. It's cool to be like, you know, yeah, he went from, you know, he beat Scott Hall that day. You know, I'll be able to roll up while Scott Hall was doing his NWO thing, but then, you know.
Well, actually, he wasn't doing his NWO thing. It was actually an homage to the first true loss that he had, which was against the 1-2-3 Kid back in like '93.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay. But nonetheless, yeah, that he went from that, and, you know, now is, you know, has that huge Tanahashi has that huge story career in New Japan. So that's very
ace, yeah.
Yeah, oh yes, the one in 1,000. So yeah, you know, it's always something good to look up to. I mean,
I mean, it's very inspiring, especially with that video coming back around. Yeah, I saw it a while ago, and it was cool to see it again. It reminded me, just, you know, coming off a victory as a young lion, that, hey man, the sky's the limit. You know?
Also, I highly recommend, because nothing much more cooler than seeing Scott Hall come out to Ready or Not by the Fugi.
Yeah, that's a classic. So cool, man.
That's one thing I miss about Japanese wrestling, is that everybody used to have, you know, like Prince Devitt had I think it was the best You're the Best by what was it?
Oh, I don't know who that's by, but I know the song. Yeah. Whatever the hell. That's
everybody used to have their own, like, you know, their own, you know, I forgot.
Licensed songs.
Yeah.
Basically, copyrights be damned. Everybody had their own cool entrance theme to come out to. I think I remember at one point in time, Rocky Romero used to come out to Blowing Money Fast by Jadakiss and Rick Ross.
That's pretty tight.
Oh yeah. So yeah, actually curious to know, Alex, if you could choose any song like that's like your licensed song to come out to, what would be the song you would come out to?
You know, we've had just the catch-all LA Dojo theme whenever we work on New Japan shows, and I recently came back and I re-debuted a song that me and my friend wrote. We wrote basically my new theme together, and it was cool to hear that. But at Bloodsport, it's always different. I always come out to Slave Shall Serve by Behemoth, because that song just gets me in the zone, man. It's just kick ass, and that's the zone I got to be in.
Just, you know, imagine if you ever had a match at the Tokyo Dome, and you could come out to that, just hearing that blasting like in the entire
at the Tokyo
arena.
Dome. Oh, I'd have to think maybe not the best choice for the Tokyo Dome. But
oh, really? Okay. Well, I mean,
that'd be sick. I mean, just give them a shock.
well, would you have a Tokyo Dome alternative, I guess?
Oof.
Take your time.
I won't play it. I just want to get the name of it right.
Oh yes, I was gonna say, if
no,
you're gonna
no copyright. Don't worry.
Yes, Yes, I don't want YouTube going after us.
Hallways of Enchanted Ebony by Agalloch.
Okay. Okay.
Off their 1999 folk metal album, Pale Folklore. I have the remastered version on my phone.
Okay, I got
If you
you.
want to check that out, you're a fan of like folksy black metal, check out Agalloch.
Folksy black metal. I've never heard. I listened to regular heavy metal like Maiden and oh my god, I'm talking like Metallica before Cliff Burton died, Megadeth, Deep
Slayer.
Purple. Oh yes,
Deep Purple.
If you consider them metal, they're I don't want to get into that argument, but
yeah, I don't care about the classification, all this stuff. People get all.
But also, Dragon Force. Like if you want to talk like power speed metal or from Europe, Edguy, Ice Earth, all that. That's my wheelhouse.
Oh, you like power metal?
Oh yeah.
I was super into power metal. I was in a power metal band back in high school. I played drums. Those guys are still going. So if you want to check out a band called Shadow Strike, they're on Spotify and stuff. You might like them.
Oh, okay.
From Long Island, yeah.
Okay, great. Because I thought the only famous band that came out of Long Island was that what was the band
Dream Theater?
No, not Dream Theater. Ew, not Dream Theater. Oh god.
Ew, not Dream Theater, he says.
I'm not a fan of their the song's about to end now. Oh wait, no, now another 10 minutes of just playing.
I love that prog shit. Hell yeah. Give me a 12-minute drum solo. I don't give a fuck. It's great.
Not my thing. Not my thing at all. They came from Amityville. I should know
Blue
this.
Oyster Cult?
No. I wish it was Blue Oyster Cult. I'm gonna kill myself for not knowing this. They're kind of like a what do you call it? What's like pop punk, I think. Band.
Oh, Billy Joel.
No, not Billy Joel. No,
I'm just kidding.
Is he from Amityville? I thought it was
brand new.
No.
Bayside.
No. Oh God, I can't believe. Fuck.
Well, now I'm dying. You have to find it. Come on.
Yeah. Chris, can you stall while I find this on Google?
Hurry. No pressure.
Well, I mean, to be honest, all this shit is just going right over my head because I'm not really that much. I mean, I'll listen to all types of music just as long as it's not boring. But still,
well, what kind of stuff do you normally go for, if not ska or metal?
I mean, I'm a weird guy. Just so that you know, I listen to a lot of Southern rap, a lot of rap that's slow and chopped and screwed is what we call it down here. But I listen to that, and I listen to a lot of J-pop, more specifically either X Japan or Utada.
Oh, I found it. Taking Back Sunday.
They're from Long Island?
Yes, they are. They are.
No shit. Huh.
Yeah, they are all from Long Island. I believe either all or most of them are from Amityville.
Interesting. Yeah, I've played at a bar at Amityville a couple of times, not at the music hall like where probably they all played, but yeah, Amityville. They have that movie, Amityville Horror. Yeah, probably the little starlet of Long Island, I'd say.
Oh yeah, I've actually driven by that house, and they actually changed the so the house originally had like a very unique outer design.
Right.
They've totally changed it up because they got annoyed of all the people that were coming by, and they also.
I bet they did, yeah.
And they changed the address as well, but the problem is that you can find the new address on the internet. You just look up Amityville House, and it'll be like, oh, it's actually 94 whatever. And so yeah, you can like easily find it. But yeah, it's the house is totally different from the 70s movie that came out way back when.
Yeah, they should get a giant house-sized pair of Groucho Marx fake glasses with the nose and the mustache. Try to disguise it. I wouldn't find it.
But yes, I was Taking Back Sunday. For anybody who's a alternative rock or emo fan, or which I'm not a fan of. So,
and if you're a fan of power metal, Shadow Strike.
Yes. Yeah. On Spotify, Amazon Music as well.
I don't know. You probably Spotify's your best bet. You can Google them. They got stuff on YouTube too.
Gotcha. But before you go, Alex, we want you to plug everything that you're doing, and where people can see you, and as well. If I'm Chris, I'm gonna be stealing your thunder, forgive me. If Slade was here, I don't know, like if they did like a weigh-in thing or whatever, a press conference. I'm curious to know if you would have any comment or statement you like to say to him or about him. The floor is yours.
All right, Slade, this is your first time at Bloodsport. This isn't my first time here. Certain rules we abide by. I know you're a tough guy. I've seen you on Beyond. Kick some ass. I'm not a doormat either. This is an easy fight to get your foot in the door. You better bring it. This isn't no holds barred. I want to put you in some holds, so you better get ready. See you March 31st. Bloodsport at 8. Just double checking.
And when it comes down to that event, March 31st, Bloodsport 8 will be on at 4 Eastern, 3 Central, 1 Pacific on Fight.tv.
And
It'll all take place from the K. Bailey Hutchinson Center in Dallas, Texas, where WrestleCon will be taking place at. But as far as the rest of where you're going to be at, I mean, you got to plug some shows, man. Go ahead and do that, and also plug your social media.
At the very next day, on Friday, April 1st, in Dallas, Texas, at the WrestleCon Super Show, we have New Japan Strong taping right after the Lone Star Shootout. So it's 2 shows back to back. That starts at 4 p.m. The doors at 4, starts at 5, all Pacific time. I believe April 10th. Let me double check for you.
And let me go ahead and correct myself there. That Bloodsport show will not be at the K. Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center. Lone Star Shootout will be. The Bloodsport show will be taking place at Fair Park in University Park, Texas, which is basically where the Cotton Bowl is, if you know where that is.
Good correction.
I just want to also point out, and I just found this on Slade's social media. Did you see the video of him smashing that fan with the garbage can?
Yeah, that's why I hope he keeps to clean up Bloodsport, because it's just that we don't tolerate that over in Bloodsport.
Well, hopefully he also remembers that he's fighting you. Hopefully he doesn't do anything that gets him to attack the fans, because he has a match with you, not the
well, if he attacks me with something, he's got a problem with me. If he attacks the fans, he's got a problem with Josh Barnett and everybody else in that locker room. So just so he knows whatever informed decision he wants to make.
But
Give me your focus.
Okay, and see Alex Coughlin this Thursday, March 31st, Bloodsport 8, Fight TV. And yes, Alex, we're glad that you took time out to talk to us, and sorry about the whole delays. On my end, appreciate you.
No problem, man. That New York traffic's a killer. I don't miss it.
Of course. And by the way, once again, how can the people contact you?
All right, they can find me on Instagram at something deadlift. Don't ask, I'm never going to change it. Twitter, Alex Coughlin 93. That's basically it. If you want to follow, keep up with me. Sometimes I post workout videos and stuff. I think that's pretty cool. That's where you'll find where I'm going to be and when I'll be there. So, if you want, that's where I am.
Okay.
And hopefully, I know you're doing all of your stuff in New Japan America. Hopefully, with things seemingly getting better. Hopefully, and hopefully we'll get to see you back in New Japan proper as well someday as well.
Fingers crossed, man. It's always been the goal. We went there a couple times, but it's been too long. So I'm ready to tear it up.
And hopefully, but regardless, continue kicking ass on New Japan Strong, New Japan America, whatever you want to call it. And hopefully we get to see you and Filthy Tom finally get to hash things out, man-to-man, one-on-one, and hopefully get to take the title off that cretin.
Much appreciated, Andrew, Chris. Good to see you guys again. And thanks for having me on again. As always, thank you very much. And this is the We Are Rising podcast. Thank you.
And oh no, I pressed the wrong button. I'll have to edit that out. God damn it.
Perfect segue. Come on.
I fucked it up.